Purdue took down #1 Arizona 92-84 in the Indy Classic. I'm going to go through some of the key concepts that happened throughout the game, breaking down the film of why Purdue found success and was ultimately able to win. So I want to start with Fletcher Loyer. He had 27 points and he went 5 for 9 from 3 and 6 and 9 from 2. We're going to start with a couple threes and something that he does really well, which is lifting to the top of the key. So Purdue goes to a high pick and roll here with Smith and Edie. And as Smith gets downhill, you can see the Arizona defense collapse here, and Loyer's in this strong side corner. Now maybe Loyer has a wide open three here if Smith hits him, but that's not what happens, and he continues to gets kicked out to Edie, and this is where the critical thing happens. You can see Loyer right here, right in the same corner, and instead of standing there, what he does is now he lifts to the top of the key. So what that does is now the Arizona defender, Keyshawn Johnson right here, he's kind of focused in on Edie down low. And as that's happening, you see Loyer lifting way to the top of the key, and now his defender's trying to catch up. Now this is a pretty deep three from Loyer too, which helps, but at the same time, just this simple action right here, lifting to top of the key, is what gives him a wide open shot that he ends up drilling. Who goes to another pick and roll, this time with Smith and TKR. Again, Loyer in this strong side corner, kind of just stationary as he should be. As Smith picks up the ball, he's going to fling it back to TKR, and once again, you see Fletcher Loyer lifting to the top of the key, defense gets confused, and Loyer drills it. Loyer also was really good with the floater this game, knocking down 3 and just has been pretty efficient in them this year. We're going to look at 2 of them right here. You see Loyer cutting baseline, a lot of just misdirection as Purdue does up at the top of the key. Now this is all setting up Loyer coming off of this pin down right here. It's the first play of the second half, and what they wanted to do was probably get Loyer an open 3 here. So he gets this kind of pin down from here that was honestly probably supposed to be an elevator screen. Loyer was probably supposed to cut through. Loyer knows that Love right here is going to be kind of stuck on his hip behind him, and so instead of flaring out to the 3 where Love could probably catch up to him, he curls it more. And so now instead of being way out at the top of the key, he curls it, brings it in, and gets to the little floater here. So another play, Lawyer's going to end up getting to his floater. All this is setting up dribble handoff right here between Edie and Loyer. Lawyer's just trying to curl this, get anything he can get out of it. And the ball kind of comes free, and it comes back to a pick and roll. And so now because of this, Loyer has a decent bit of separation right here, but Balo, you can see right here, is actually playing a decent bit higher up because of how high the screen had to happen. So what does Loyer do? Instead of just forcing up a jumper, he takes another dribble and gets some more separation himself. And this is a tough float, 15 foot, but he's able to get it to go because he's able to have that separation, just has that such good touch. Now Loyer ended the game with 4 steals, all coming in the first half. And although he may not be the best one-on-one defender, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in this video, what he does do oftentimes is just put himself in the right spot. So Arizona goes to this high little kind of handoff thing, and they're just trying to get Boswell into this Miami action, get him off a screen, and see what happens from there. Now, as this roll happens, right, you see Balo kind of slip this screen and he's trying to get downhill. Lawyer's job is going to be to tag the roll. And so what he needs to do is kind of step in front of Balo and not allow this easy lob that Boswell could get. And he does exactly that. He steps in front of him and is just kind of there ready to see what happens. Because he's in the right place at the right time, he just is able to poke the ball free from pass. If he isn't rotated there where he needs to be, then could potentially be a wide open dunk for Balo. But instead, it's a turnover for Purdue going the other way. Now, Purdue scored 92 points and averaged 1.19 points per possession, but there was a stretch in the second half that Arizona went zone, and it kind of messed with Purdue. It was 13 possessions, and Purdue averaged 0.769 points per possession, which is basically 0.45 less than their normal for the rest of the year. 3 turnovers were in the stretch, and after second look, Purdue actually got some better looks than I expected, but the Arizona zone still caused some problems. This first play that we're going to be looking at here is one of those looks that Purdue's kind of happy with, but it just doesn't go down. Now you see Gillis here, flash middle, and Smith pretty easily gets him the ball. And this is going to immediately turn into a high-low action between Gillis and Edie. Edie catches here. Now the one thing with it, he's kind of fallen away on this hook right here. And just a little bit, and Purdue probably wants him a little bit closer to the basket. It's a good look though that Purdue's going to take, and Edie just doesn't knock down. Now a big thing that came with this zone is just how much further out Purdue was than normal. Look where this action's starting, it's way out here beyond the perimeter. And look where the ball goes for pretty much the entire possession. Smith does a good job here kind of getting into the paint. Arizona collapses in though. And now Purdue has to kick out and kind of scramble. Continuing scramble, ball staying on the perimeter, never getting within 15 feet. And this right here is kind of what caused so many issues too. Arizona had a pretty good amount of length on the perimeter, and it caused Purdue to just kind of be a little bit careless with the ball, and there were some costly turnovers like this one that came from it. Now, I think a big reason why Arizona eventually got out of the zone was because Braden started figuring it out. This is going to be just a simple high ball screen, and Braden does his thing from there. High ball screen, Gillis flips the screen, and now as this happens, Braden knows that he has a 2-on-1 weak side because Ballow's never going to leave Edey down low. So this happens, pass to Loyer. He knows Boswell is going to step up to Loyer because of how he's been. Immediate extra pass to Lance Jones. And although Lance Jones did not shoot well this game, he's always going to be confident. And so as this pass comes, he knows he's shooting it and knocks it down in a really big spot right here for Purdue. An action that Arizona went to was a dribble handoff or a pick and roll involving Pelle Larsson in order to get Fletcher Loyer in the action. Now this one right here, you can see this set up into the weave. You see Ballo coming up, looking to set this screen on Larsson right away. As this happens, Loyer is now caught behind Larsson. And the key thing here is Lance Jones is kind of stuck more in this corner because Caleb Love is such a good shooter. Now first is in his drop coverage, and as this happens, Jones is hesitant to tag the roll because he knows he has Love in the corner, and that opens up this lob right here. Now, an adjustment that Purdue made later in the game is that they had that tagger come over more, and they just did a good job, especially with Loyer trying to really fight through and make life difficult. This is later in the game, 4 minutes left, and you can see already Loyer is stuck to Larsson. Like, they know what's coming here, and it's going to be this dribble handoff. So he's doing his best to fight through, and there's at least less separation here. Now the other thing, and Arizona for whatever reason doesn't have anybody in this weak side corner this time, which does help a bit, but you see Gillis give Ballo a full bump right here, leaving Keyshot Johnson open, and Braden Smith's going to kind of roam in the middle. So as this happened, Gillis is fully tagging Ballo here, so there is no way for a lob. Morton's digging in, and he's fine if there's a kick out to Love because he knows he's going to recover and at least force a tough jumper. Maybe Love hits it, but it is what it is. And as this happened, Larsson gets caught in the air trying to throw a backwards pass to Keyshot, and Braden's able to just pick it off. Braden Smith scored 26 points on 5 of 8 from 2s and 4 of 7 from 3s. He earned 14 pick and rolls, which resulted in either a shot or a turnover, and he averaged 0.929 points per possession. Now, one thing Smith does really well in pick and roll, he knows what coverage it is, and he knows what he can get. So this is the very first play of the game, and Purdue goes to essentially a high pick and roll after they go through this weave action. So you can see here that Purdue is setting up just a side pick and roll for Smith. As Smith is coming off, he knows that Ballo here is going to be in drop coverage, and so what that means is he's not really going to be contesting Smith up near the perimeter. Smith knows this, and as soon as he knows that Edey makes good contact on the screen, the jumper's there, and he just immediately gets into it for the pull-up. Now, one thing that happened later in the game too is these pick and rolls started becoming higher and higher out. So in this one, it's kind of more of a side pick and roll again, and Arizona's going to ice this, which means they're going to force Braden Smith to this sideline right here. Edey does a good job of flipping this screen so that way Braden can come off of it. Now, with Arizona still in this drop right here, and knowing that the big is going to continue to be focused on Edey and not on the perimeter, Braden knows that he has this pull-up 3 because of how much space there is since this screen is set so high. As soon as, once again, Edey makes good contact on the screen, Braden comes off of it, knows that the defender is going to continue to drop back, and just immediately gets into a nice smooth pull-up 3. Thank you all for watching, as I plan to do a lot more of these kind of video format film breakdowns. Let me know of some things that I should adjust for these to make them a better overall experience. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.